What is up, all my fellow boxing fans? So, today we are going to look at current or relevant boxers that have failed for a drug test or PEDs. A few have been cleared, but still there's questions to be asked about it, and we're going to jump into it starting with Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. First, let's hear Tyson's opinions on PEDs in general.
So there's been a few, but people take drugs, don't they, in boxing? They all take drugs, I'd say. All of them.
Really?
Yeah. I'd say they're all abusing performance enhancers or weight strippers or whatever they're going to do to take drugs. I think they all take drugs. All athletes.
Define all. Who are you
Everybody.
Well, obviously you're not talking about yourself, so
that little look he gave at the end. So Tyson Fury, and I think it was his cousin also, Huey Fury, they both ended up failing a drug test. And this was right around his rematch, I think it was, with Vladimir Klitschko. At first he failed for a PED, which he blamed on boar meat. I think it was nandrolone. And then he ended up failing a second time for cocaine. People have seemed to have forgot this, except for Klitschko, who reminded Tyson Luke Fury about it before his big fight against Alexander Usyk. Next up is arguably the face of boxing. You know, some people can make arguments for Crawford, for Tank, Usyk now, but Canelo Alvarez.
A pro boxer tested positive for a banned substance, and you'll never believe what his excuse is. Hello and welcome to The Fumble here in Los Angeles. I'm Crystal Rich. Stay up on the latest sports news by clicking the subscribe button below to join the notification squad. Canelo Alvarez is a pro Mexican boxer with a crazy good record of 49 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, but his squeaky clean background was tainted. The 27-year-old Guadalajara native is currently training for his big-time rematch with unified middleweight world champ Gennady Golovkin. The two fought back in September, but the fight ended in a controversial draw, which had both boxers calling for a rematch. That rematch is scheduled for May 5th on HBO pay-per-view, but could that change with his new failed test? According to ESPN, both boxers agreed to be tested randomly. It's always the randomly that gets people, by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. Alvarez, who is training in his hometown, had his urine samples come back with traces of clenbuterol, that is a banned substance, at least here in the United States. But you'll never believe what his excuse is. Ready for this? Suspect Mexican meat. Yep, he blamed it on the chickens and the cows. That might be just as bad as, my dog ate my homework, or it wasn't me, when someone clearly caught you red-handed doing something that you know you have no business doing. However, in Canelo's defense, the substance is banned here in the United States, but not worldwide. Alvarez believes the food contamination is to blame for the results. According to a statement that Golden Boy Promotions put out defending Alvarez, the substance is, quote, consistent with meat contamination that has impacted dozens of athletes in Mexico over the last few years. Are you buying this story? Canelo plans to move his training to the United States immediately to prep for this May 5th fight, and he said he'll take any drug test necessary before the fight. He said, I'm an athlete who respects the sport, and this surprises me and bothers me because it has never happened to me. My dog also never ate my homework. It's just always the excuse that I used. He went on to say, I will submit to all the tests that require me to clarify this embarrassing situation, and I trust at the end the truth will prevail. What do you think the truth is? Let me know in the comments below. I am going to give Canelo a pass on this one and believe him this time. But I'm also totally with Taco Tuesday in Mexico. Who's down?
So another one with the tainted meat. Regardless if it is tainted meat or not, you still should be held responsible, especially whenever you're making millions and millions of dollars. You're an A+ athlete. You know what you're eating, and you should be aware of all risk at that level, especially during preparations for a fight. No excuses. It's sad because they only suspended him for 6 months, And for Canelo, that really isn't nothing because majority of these fighters on this list fight only once, maybe twice a year. So a 6-month ban isn't doing anything. With their millions of dollars, that's literally just like, hey, go enjoy 6 months and then come back in the ring. Anyways, let's jump into a more recent person. That being Ryan Garcia. Ooh, let's hear what he has to say.
Bro, hey, bro, you go get my steroids? Steroids, gang? I'm looking big.
And I'm the girl in the background wanting clout.
Yeah.
People are saying. They're like OnlyFans loading. I'm like.
I don't even know, like I said in my video, I don't even know where the fuck to get steroids. It's just
I'm
crazy.
like, okay, whatever. So
But
someone said,
I heard that Devin Haney, he's connected to Victor Conte, who's connected to Vada real close. Victor Conte, known to get caught for cheating, got banned from baseball, I believe, or whatever sport he was in. Thank you, man. How you doing? God bless you. So, and I don't even know what Australian is. What is Australian? I don't even know what that is.
yeah, fuck Austrian.
I was on tequila. Tequila, that's it. If tequila got steroids, that's crazy. I'm guilty. Shout out tequila.
I'm trolling.
Be trolling, bro. Wait till the real story come out, though. Wait till the real story comes out. You know what I mean? So, again, if they try to,
We're gonna take a picture really quick.
they're trying to make it to a no contest. You're right. There was no contest. It was easy work, light work. Left hook was crazy. I mean, if say I did take Australian, right? I would have made weight then, because it makes you lose weight. On top of it, why is it that I volunteer to do the drug test if I knew I was gonna start cheating? I don't even. Nobody on my team knows how to cheat. We came from nowhere. We don't know how to cheat. Nobody around me has experienced cheats. They're out to get me. That's the fact. It is what it is, man. I'm just gonna lift this to God. Let God's will be done, not mine. I just keep on quoting. No weapon against me shall prosper. That's it. Funny that I bring up all these things. How about Gaza? Protect Trump. All these things that you shouldn't be saying. Of course they're trying to get me. Because I love everybody. Because I'm trying to save the kids. It's crazy. These guys are probably pedos. It's facts. These guys are probably pedos. It's the truth. They're haters, bro. I never did it. Everybody knows that I beat his ass easy. Easy fucking work. Fuck Devin Haney. Everybody go to Warwick tonight. It's lit. I need that thing jumping. I'm going to play my song Haney Pack in the club. Everybody go stream Blessed and Highly Favored right now. Go follow me on Spotify at King Ryan. We going to run this up. I'm going to laugh in their face all day. No Diddy. Diddy probably paid for it. Diddy paid for the drug test. Diddy made the call. Diddy. Come on now. Diddy did it. Diddy fucking did it, bro. It's all good, bro. Fuck that dude. Fuck that.
So, first off, Ryan Garcia's mother was or is a boxing judge, so she would have insight. Also, he signed to Golden Boy, which Canelo was signed to, and he's also failed for PEDs. And then Austrian, it allows you to lose fat and water weight, but maintain your muscles, which is why he came in 3 pounds heavy on that fight. He's failed his A and B sample test, and they're probably going to slap him with a suspension here soon. All that being said, I will admit though, regardless, honestly, of him failing for those, the fight was still going to be one-sided. I was originally going for Haney, but he had no answer to the left hook from Ryan Garcia. So, yeah. Next up, the reason this person is going to be on the list is because he has a rumored supposable exhibition fight coming up, and that's going to be Amir Khan.
Can a brief comment for Sky News on the doping revelations?
I've just heard about it now as well, so I've got no comment at the moment. But I'll be in touch. I'll give you my verdict.
Does it mean that is it essentially a
recognition
that you cheated in the fight?
Never. I've never cheated. I'm a retired fighter, and at the same time, you can see by my performance. My performance against Kell Brook wasn't the best performance I had.
Well,
so
in
you
the sense that you lost the fight.
I lost the fight, and obviously, if I went in there and knocked Kell Brook out, it's different. I've never cheated in my life. I'm the one who wanted the testing on the fight, and also the amount. Look, the amount that it was. I mean, the amount that was in my system could have been by shaking people's hands, and it was a day.
So how does a bodybuilding drug get into your system? That is the question, isn't it?
I don't know what drug was in my system.
Ostarine.
So, and at the same time,
Not licensed for human consumption.
Guys, I'm really sorry. We need to prepare a statement. We'll be in
yeah,
touch
I'll be in touch.
more.
I'm gonna give
Thank
my views anyway. But like I said, I've never cheated in my life. I will never cheat. And like I said, I am a retired fighter, so I've got a 2-year ban now, which is quite strange and funny that they've banned me. I'm already retired anyway.
So no comeback plans then, clearly.
No comeback plans at all. But like I said, I've never cheated and I never will, and that's just not something I would do.
So Amir Khan was hit with a 2-year ban and practically retired him. He also failed for Ostarine, and it's a drug that stays in your system for about 9 to 10 days. So you could probably get it out a little bit earlier if you sweat it out a lot and, waterboard yourself. But that's the thing you got to look out for this substance is it can get out of your system fairly quick. And as I stated earlier, he's supposedly going to be coming back with a fight against like KSI or somebody. That's the only reason he's currently on this list. Next up, Louis Neary, who just recently had a fight with the monster Inoue.
November 1st, 2017 bantamweight world title holder Louis Neary won't be stripped of his belt for a failed drug test because the WBC said it believes that the positive finding was the result of food contamination. But, in its ruling on Monday, the WBC also ordered Neary to give former title holder Shinsuke Yamanaka an immediate rematch. Neary 240, 18 KOs, a 22-year-old southpaw from Mexico, won the 118-pound world title by fourth-round knockout of Yamanaka on August 15 in Kyoto, Japan, but he failed the voluntary Anti-Doping Association-administered drug test as part of the WBC's clean boxing program. Neary tested positive for the banned substance zilpeterol in a sample provided on July 27 in Tijuana, Mexico, his hometown. After investigating the matter, the WBC issued its ruling on Monday in which it said that it cannot make a determination with sufficient certainty as to whether Mr. Neary's adverse finding was the result of intentional ingestion of a banned substance to improve performance. All information and facts lead to conclude that the adverse finding was due to consumption of contaminated food products. The WBC said that Neary, who did not request that his B sample be tested, gave the organization a sworn statement in which he said he ingested substantial amounts of beef and beef consommé daily as part of his dietary training regime in Mexico during several weeks preceding the adverse finding. Mr. Neary and his camp have emphatically denied taking any performance-enhancing drugs or any banned substance. Zilpeterol, similar to the banned substance clenbuterol, has contaminated beef in Mexico and has been an issue for athletes there in terms of drug testing. The WBC ruled that, in addition to giving Yamanaka a rematch, VADA shall design a specific random testing protocol for Mr. Neary at his own cost and expense. The VADA-designed protocol shall commence as soon as feasible after this ruling and shall continue for 6 months thereafter, or up to the date of the immediate rematch, whichever time is longer. Further, the WBC said it will investigate the effect of contaminated beef products in test results and will make a formal request to the World Anti-Doping Association and VADA to establish specific measures and protocols to address clenbuterol and zilpeterol. While awaiting the WBC's ruling, Neary signed to face former two-time world title challenger Artur Villanueva 312, 17 KOs, 28 of the Philippines, in a 10-round non-title fight on Saturday beIN Sports Español, 11 p.m. ET at Gasmart Stadium in Tijuana. After that fight, Neary will be obligated to face Yamanaka next. Yamanaka 2,712, 19 KOs, 35, had made 12 previous successful title defenses when he faced Neri and was bidding for number 13, which would have tied the Japanese record for world title defenses set by Hall of Fame former junior flyweight champion Yoko Gushikin, who established the mark in 1980.
So as you can see, another, contaminated beef situation. Now this is like a double-edged sword. It's a 50-50 problem, whereas they didn't strip him, and they took his side to believe that it was, an accidental testing or accidental contamination. But they also subjected him to drug tests at his own cost all throughout, the time until the fight, which I think should be, like a standard. Once you fail a drug test, up until your next fight, you should be tested consistently on your own dime. And then that still goes back to, you're a millionaire or close to it, you should know what you're putting in your body. Next up has some controversy going around it with Conor Benn.
I've not committed any violations. I've not been suspended. So as far as I'm concerned, the fight's still going ahead. I've spoken to Chris personally, and we both want the fight to go ahead. We've both taken medical and legal advice, and as I said, we want the fight to happen for the fans. I've signed up to every voluntary anti-doping testing there is under the sun. Throughout my whole career, I'm tested. All my UK tests have come back negative throughout my whole career. I've never had any issues before. Even in the lead up to this fight, my tests have come up negative. So my team will find out as to why there's been an initial adverse finding in my test. But as I said, as far as I'm concerned, the fight is still going ahead. I'm a clean athlete, and we'll get to the bottom of this. I just want to thank everyone for their continued support, and I'll see you all on Saturday.
In this situation before with fighters that have had an analytical finding that actually have been found not guilty of any violation. Right now, there has been no doping violation by Conor Benn. There is no suspension of Conor Benn, and until that happens, we should reserve our rights in that respect and also decide whether the fight takes place on Saturday.
So he failed over there, and he was banned from boxing for a while until they got everything under control and figured out. So in the meantime, Conor Benn tried to fight outside of his nation or his country and try to fight in America and other places where the ban wouldn't have been imposed on him. But as of now, he's still, he's been pulled back, and they're still trying to figure out whether he's going to be banned or suspended for a while. It's an ongoing thing. Next up is Luis Ortiz, King Kong. Let's see.
That was the guy that I wanted. I wanted him to prove that I am the man. And if it had to take going through Ortiz, then I was up for that challenge. I would have been up for that challenge years ago, when we first brought this up, but we already know what happened. So this time, Luis Ortiz, don't fuck it up. Stay clean, because we will be checking. Stay clean. Don't fuck this up for me or you, because I'm going to prove to the world that I am the best. And it's going to be a fight that it definitely ain't going to go the distance. I'm thinking about 3 rounds. And the way and come that night, it might be in the first round. You never know. I've been tired, man. I've been tired hearing people blather their mouth, run their mouth.
So he failed for chlorothiazide. I have no idea how to pronounce it, and one other drug, but he ended up having to pay a $25,000 fine for that failed drug test. It was supposedly a medication that treated high blood pressure, and with people questioning Ortiz's age, it's not that shocking that, a blood pressure medication could have got to him. But still, like I was saying, you're a professional athlete at this time. You have the money, or you should have the mentality of checking everything. Now let's jump into Oscar Valdez.
To my people, I've never used banned substance to enhance my performance. I've never done it. I've always been very respectful for the anti-doping rules ever since I was an amateur Olympian and I was a professional. Ever since I became a world champion in 2016, I've been tested for more than 30 times. I insisted on writing on the vada testing myself for the Robson Conceição fight and put that under my contract. I would like to thank my manager Frank Espinosa, my trainer Eddie Reynoso, and all my team and everybody who's been with me through these tough times. I would also like to thank the Pascuayaki Boxing Commission for letting this fight proceed and hearing my case. I will happily comply with all the situations set forth by the Boxing Commission Council, collaborate with all the program tests and other activities required for me. I hope to see you guys September 10th on my first title defense back in Tucson, Arizona. I wish you all well.
So he tested positive for the banned substance, phentermine. And despite, both his A and B tests coming up dirty, for some reason, the athletic commission still allowed him to defend his title the few weeks later. And it really just shows the inconsistencies of, the rules in VADA testing right now. But at least this time he didn't blame it on Mexican beef. Now, these next two have some kind of good endings in a way, at least some sportsmanship-like endings. So let's jump into it. Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
This your boy Big Baby Miller here. A lot can be said right now. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I messed up. I made a bad call. A lot of ways to handle a situation. I handled it wrongly, and I'm paying a price for it. I missed out on a big opportunity, and I'm hurting on this side. My heart is bleeding right now. I hurt my family, my friends, my team, my supporters, but I'm going to own up to it. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to correct it, and I'm going to come back better, and I'm humbled by the experience to understand, how to handle certain things, man, and I'm going to leave it as that. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys out there, and, fighters, we go through a lot, and I don't want to make it a bad name for ourselves, and it's time to do right and get right.
So Big Baby failed for GW 1516. It's like a doping agent that's believed to improve endurance. And this happened right before his big fight with Anthony Joshua, where Ruiz took his place, and we all know what Ruiz ended up doing. But the thing about this that stands out to me is he owns up to it, and I respect that. I still stand by what I said about, being a professional, knowing what you're taking. And the fact that he stood up and he admitted to it, it was after he got caught, obviously, but still, the fact that he admitted to it, that's a lot, and I respect that. That being said, though, boy, you can definitely see physique change from when he was on it, and then his recent fights with Daniel Dubois. Homeboy got big. So the last one for this is a bittersweet story, and the reason I'm saying that you'll come to see, but we're going to talk about Dillian, the body snatcher White.
Let me get on to your fight. What was your initial reaction when you heard the news?
We had two options. We were going to cancel it, or we just flip the coin and focus on someone else, and that was what we done. So the team done a great job to draft someone in.
Should the sample for him come back as positive, the B sample, what do you feel that needs to be done in the sport to kind of change the way things are going at this rate, given that we've been seeing this happening so often?
It's a shame, man. It's a shame. I don't know. I honestly can't actually tell you what the issue is, but it didn't affect my card, so I'm just happy that we can still go on. I was really upset for the undercard fighters that want to earn some money and fight, but it's tough. It's tough, but I don't know what can be done. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Do you think that this is if you want to walk and talk? Do you feel like this is it? There will never be a rematch between you and Dillian, even if he goes on to prove his innocence?
I don't know.
He's saying that he's going to prove his innocence.
Yeah. I can't predict the future. I don't know what will happen. I don't know, but for the near future, I don't see it happening now. For the near future.
Don't know a lot about it. I haven't spoken to him since the tests came through in August, and obviously we lost the AJ fight, which was devastating for everybody. As I understand it, he's been cleared by the Texas Commission. I don't know what the board stance is, but good news for Dillian Whyte. And obviously, like you say, he not just lost the AJ fight, but he lost an opportunity to be in this sort of round robin system. There's a lot of people who want to fight in Saudi, and there's a lot of people that are trying to get into the mix, but a lot of that has been done already. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of the guys who have been winning are in a winner stays on kind of pool. So obviously AJ, Fury, Usyk, but you've got Hrgovic, you've got Caballero, you've got Dubois, you've got, you know, maybe the other guys coming in. Justice Hooney fights this week as well. So you need to get into that mix, because it's difficult now with all the rematches and the second fights and the winners versus the winners to actually.
He ended up getting busted for a banned substance, but the company itself came out and defended him, saying that they did not, report everything inside I guess the whatever he was taking, the pills or vitamins or whatever, and that caused him to fail the drug test. If he were to know what was in it fully, he probably wouldn't have took it. But like I was saying, this is sweet for Dillian White, because he has a chance now to come back, and he has a lot of fans that are rooting for him to make a good comeback. And now, even though he's missed out a lot, he has a chance of getting in there and getting some of that Saudi money. Hopefully, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh will definitely look into getting him there. So yeah, what did we learn today, guys? Don't have breakfast or lunch with any other fighter if you're a boxer. Don't do it. And if you go to Mexico, man, pack your own lunch. That's all I can say, because that meat, losing out on that money, isn't worth it. Imagine the drug test levels if you had a breakfast with Conor Ben, Canelo, Fury, Neary, and everybody else. Whew, you'd be jacked, son. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. As usual, have a great day. Remember, it's all about attitude. There's no progress without struggle, so stay in there. Be sure to subscribe for your daily boxing videos. I've been Piffle, the Boxing Clown.